Good morning and welcome to my stream. This is Fights and Wipes with Vizier. I'm Vizier, and today, once again, we're going into Elite Dangerous. Adjust this microphone real quick. I hope everybody's having a good day, had a good weekend. It's been a rather eventful week. Oh, I'm a little tangled up here. All right. Come on. So, what we've been doing is just basically unlocking engineers. That seems to be the gravity of the game so far. I I'm told that it does get better where it's not such a priority to do this, but most of the things, most of I should say the activities in the game do are enhanced, and you benefit by you benefit greatly by getting the engineers unlocked and your equipment upgraded, because it does make a significant difference in your performance and abilities. It's not window dressing. And since I have a goal of being involved in PvP at some point, it's very important to get these engineers unlocked and be able to get my ships as upgraded as possible. I still have a long way to go for that. And of course, it's not just about the equipment. You have to have a certain skill set in your ability to pilot, which I don't have yet. I readily admit that. I can see that there's going to be a long way to go. I've never really played a game using a joystick. Other than maybe years and years ago with a console, but once I started playing PC games, it was always mouse and keyboard. And the last space sim that I played, I say the last two was Eve and Freelancer, and those were both mouse and keyboard. So this is really quite different, and also much more of a simulator. So I definitely have some skills that I'm going to have to become pretty proficient with for dogfighting. Once I have a ship that I think can handle, intense use. Okay, so anyway, and that just I think speaks to the type of game this is. I mean, it's not a casual game. I don't think. I think it's really for a certain type of dedicated player. I mean, I think the game could benefit a lot from being more accessible to casuals that might turn into something more than a casual. Uh, you know, uh, but that's just me. I think I think it drives away a lot of people, which is unfortunate because the game is more than it seems, and it's a better game than first impressions give. Um, because there is a lot of spin in your wheels. There's a lot of sort of misdirection because you just don't know. There's no direction for what to do, how to do it. I mean, I would tell you without the input from other players being generous with their time with me, um, I might not be playing this game, which is kind of sad because it's a better game you might initially come away with after starting it. All right. So let's see here. Where was? Okay, that's right. It's been a few days since I played. I've been busy doing some work at the other house. We're trying to leave where we're at some point in the near future. Nearing retirement, and so I'm working on a house that is quite a ways from us, and it keeps me pretty busy. All right, so let's see here. Um, yeah, I mean we can't afford to just pay a contractor. It would be nice, but we can't do that. We're out here in California, and it's retarded. Everything is 3 times more expensive than it needs to be. It should be. Um, that has a lot to do with the policies and laws that they have in place, and restrictions on business and building, and the struggle is real out here. And both my wife and I are of the mind that, you know, we're not going to run. We'd rather see this state sort of reform. It's a beautiful place. It really is. It's an awesome place. Um, aside from the politics. Anyway, all right. So when I quit, I was thinking about engaging in the community goals. Um, the community goals event that's going on right now is a exploration event, so you're getting extra credit and possibly um, some reward for doing exploration, which I had already done some participation in. I thought I would take advantage of that, but this event is almost over. I think in a couple days. Let me see if I can get a read on that. Um, and if that's the case, I'm probably not going to do that because, to have any meaningful exploration, it's going to take about a day to get out there and a day to get back and maybe do, I don't know. It seems like a lot of traveling for not a lot of reward. Um, we'll see. If there's more time on the clock, then maybe I will. Let's see here. Community goals. Does it? It doesn't really say when it and time left. Oh, 6 days. There it is. 6 days left. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I think I will do it then. So, what I need to do is I need to take a look at outfitting. Ba, ba, ba. Heat sinks. I think I want to have a extra shield booster. All right. Because the Mandalay actually is really good with heat. So I don't really need all these heatsink launchers. So I think I'm going to have a couple of shield boosters. Well, I don't know. Let's see here. What? A power draw. The power is okay. It's the weight. It's the weight. What? So 4%. Those are 20%. Shield boost, 20%. It's also a lot more weight. Yeah. It's also a lot more weight. So maybe, I mean, it's not that much of a 8%. 3. Okay. So I'm just gonna get. I don't want to hit my my jump too much. Yeah, let me back out of this for a sec. Somebody mentioned something. That they have an exploration ship, and they don't carry limpets with them. They manufacture them as they go. I guess you can make them on the fly with materials. So the question would be, I really don't need that many. I want to see how does that affect my my jump range? A little bit. So jump minimum, current, okay. So the weight, that makes a big difference. That actually made quite a difference. Let's see here. Where's the limpet controller? All right. Collecting, recon, and hatch break. Okay, so I'm going to replace this module with a repair limpet. The reason I'm doing this is because I bounced a couple times. This is the last time out. I was pretty heavily damaged by the time I got back. And the pucker factor was pretty high on that. So I think I'm going to get a repair limpet. Stored here, 3A. Okay. Oh no, it's better mass than what I have. So I guess I'll take that for now. Yeah. Oh, I got 2 more light years out of that. Okay, cool. Because for exploration, I'm really not doing any kind of prospecting. Not with limpets, anyways. Okay. Oh, this is gonna make a difference. The last time I went out, I was really going out not for the event, but to open up a couple engineers, and I've got some engineering done upon my return, and I've increased the jump range of my ship significantly, which is pretty nice. I think that this will help cut down the travel time. Yeah, I've got over 10 more light years, probably about 12, 13 more light years of distance on my jumps. But now I have to see if I can manufacture. Oh yeah, let's let's set the fire group. Where's the repair limpet? Um, okay, I mean it's the same. It's the same. Okay, that's good. I like that it did that for me. Um, but I need to see if I can make if I can. How do you make limpets? I just need to make sure I have the materials necessary before I head out and know how to do it. Maybe that's in modules? No. Ship up, up. Um, I should have asked him how. I should have asked him how to do it. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. So munitions, small limpets. Limpets. Oh, I have it. Supply limpets. Resupply limpets. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, that is so cool. 9 reloads available. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I can make, okay, I can make my own repair limpets, and I can keep my jump range up. I mean, maybe I'll have one. Yeah? Maybe I'll have one. Let's see here. Just just because, right? In the moment, it just might be the way to go. So I'm just going to take one. And I guess the next thing is to figure out where the hell I'm going. Let's see. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Right. Right. Okay. Trying to figure out the best configuration here. This is all right. So here's the bubble. I think, oh, the one thing I did want to check before I head out is what is the status of my shields? I think I can upgrade my shields. So let's see here. Let's get out of this. Let's go back here. Ship. Since I'm on station, let's just go here. Okay, so we have oh. So shields is all optional then, huh? Bi-weave shield generator. Oh, he was telling me I should probably get a different shield generator. Let's take a look. This is okay, so I do have it engineered a little bit. Let me back out. Let me see. What is the engineering level? Grade 1. Okay. Grade 1. But I could get a shield generator that might be more beneficial to me with a higher rating, since I don't plan on being in a lot of combat with this ship. So bi-weave may not be the best choice. Maybe something that protects me better from bounces, from hitting objects. What do we have? What is it? Yeah, bi-weave shield generator. Okay. And well, there's a lot of options. Huh. Three. So maybe they just don't offer a bi-weave here to sell. That's going to be okay. That weighs more. Power draw better. Shield reinforcement is not better. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that right now and just not hit shit. How about that? So, last time I went way out this way. This time, I think I'm gonna go. Where's Colonia? Ooh. No route set. Can I get there now? I can't. Okay. So I can't set a route to that. A gentleman did mention that you kind of have to do it in stages. So Maybe set a route out to here. I mean, I guess that's as good as any right now. We'll go that way. That's 11th. That's okay. That's further out than I've ever been. So let's do that. I could set the route. That's better. Am I missing anything? Am I leaving prematurely? I don't think so. So this may be rather boring for a stream. You know, it's just going to be a lot of jumps. We've got a couple hundred jumps here. So I apologize in advance. But we're headed out into the black a bit. And we're going to, you know, engage in this community goals exploration event. And I forget what equipment is on the table for rewards, but I think the equipment that they offer is usually pretty good, so I want it. Whatever it is. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. So, and we are off like a herd of turtles.
You are clear of the station. Flight control signing off.
Frameshift drive charging.
All right, so the first steps of our 200 jump excursion. I like having this increased jump distance. That's very nice. Very nice. He left. He left. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you for leaving. Who wants to watch a bunch of jumps, right?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
All right.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
How's it going? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, feel free. Right now we are just participating in the community events for exploration. Just getting ready to leave the bubble. And go back out. So we've got some jumps ahead of us.
Fuel scooping complete.
Right on, no worries. Appreciate it, man. I'm just giving you a heads up of sort of what I'm doing because, you know, I mean, some people might not really want to watch me just jump, 200 jumps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I totally get it.
Frameshift.
But they have this exploration event going on right now, and I want to try to qualify to get the equipment that they're offering. So I'm going to go ahead and participate in that.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah. There's a community goals event right now. So if you go into, I don't know if you're familiar with that. I mean, I'm pretty new, so this is all kind of newish to me.
Fuel scooping.
But if you go into the mission board, there is a community goals tag in there that you can select
Fuel scooping.
and then sign up for the community event. And right now it's for exploration, so you get extra credit for going out and scanning stuff, finding things, etc. And it places you in a bracket for monetary rewards and some equipment rewards, depending on what you bring back. So, like for instance, I'll show you. I have it right here in the transactions. Let me see if I can get a beat on that. I forget. I forget what it was. I think it's like maybe a shield or something. The last event that I participated in was was a trading event, and they gave us specialized cargo racks, which is pretty nice. Like they're almost 50% more space in the cargo racks, so pretty significant. Let me see. This is the event, and what is the reward? Let's see here. I don't know if it's going to tell me. Let's see if we can find out. I think if I was on the station, if you're on the station, you can see what the reward is. But let me go ahead and pull up this real quick, and let's just ask the AI real quick. In Elite Dangerous, whoops, this is Elite Dangerous. What are the rewards for the current exploration community goals event? Based on contribution tiers for the top 25%. Additionally, pilots in the top 75% and above will receive a pre-engineered detailed surface scanner with an expanded probe scanning radius. So there it is. So surface scanner. Yeah, I mean it does say pre-engineered, so I guess you could probably get it engineered. That's correct, Meister. How you doing, man? Welcome.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I'm trying to head out that way. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I can't set a route
Ready to engage.
all the way to Colonia, so I'm going about. I've got a path about 11,000 light years out. That's the furthest the furthest I've ever been is about 6. So we're trying to expand our horizons a bit. Let me turn this down. This is a little loud for me,
Fuel scooping.
and maybe I'm talking a little too loud. Yeah, I've never been out there.
System scan complete.
I kind of wanted to go out there to. Oh wait, I should.
Fuel scooping complete.
There we go. Okay. I'm jumping a little further, so it's taking me longer to fill up. I've got after my last excursion out, I opened up a couple engineers, and I've upgraded some equipment, so I have much better jump range than I had previously.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm not necessarily doing first discoveries, and I mean,
4, 3, 2,
how do I put this? I guess I'm not really sure what the parameters of this are. The last time I went out was just to get some distance so I could open up the engineers. And coincidentally, they had the event going on, and I turned that in. And, got on the rankings a little bit.
fuel scooping.
But yes, I understand that you're right. I don't have to go out that far to get first discoveries. I've got a few of them under my belt now,
Fuel scooping complete.
which was quite nice. I made a little bit of money doing some exobiology.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I've just set a route. I may not go that far, you know. I may just find a spot somewhere and then start, exploring.
Engage. 3, 2, 1.
I like finding new biology, and especially getting some of those first footfalls. It's pretty cool. I like the challenge of trying to find, finding these
Fuel scooping.
life forms. Sometimes the planets with several are more challenging.
Fuel scooping complete.
Because some of those life forms really like to hide. It's kind of difficult to find them sometimes.
Frameshift drive charging.
But I am pretty new to it, so it's just good training for me. Obviously, there's a method to the madness with, mapping the planet and then looking at the heat maps for different species, and then seeking them out. Yeah, I'm not sure how far I'll go. I mean, I may just, get bored at some point of just jumping, and decide that it's time to, start exploring.
Fuel scooping complete.
I can be that way, I have to. I'll change my mind halfway through. But it wouldn't really benefit me much, I don't think, to go all the way to Colonia right now,
Frameshift drive
because the engineers that's out there, I can't open them up until I open up some other engineers, which is what I would be doing if this event wasn't going on, right? There's some other engineers that I need to open up before I can get the engineer that's out there. And that one out there in Colonia looks like that's the one to know. He's got like level 5 with everything.
fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Right on. Yeah, good luck. But I'll tell you, Cal, I'm glad you're there, man. I usually don't get a lot of activity on YouTube, so it's nice to see. It's nice to see you in there. We're trying to build the channel.
Fuel scooping.
But this is a rather niche game, isn't it?
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Telepresence to multi-crew. Oh, really? With Space Madness.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh, hey Ninja, how you doing, man? Yeah, I think I have EDD's Discovery, but I have, you know, and this is just a personal quirk, so no judgments. I for discovery, for exploration, I'm not really just doing it for the money. I just like doing it, and I like the experience of exploring things without knowing what's there.
Scooping complete.
You know what I mean? So, I know some people will jump on there and find where the stratum is. You know, because I mean, I get it. The stratum is a lot. You get a lot for it. You know, you get a lot more for it than the other stuff. So it's probably worth it to just focus on that.
Frameshift drive charging.
But I'm just trying to find it sort of as I go, and I'm okay with that. You know, it makes it get exciting when I find a stratum. I get kind of excited.
Ready to engage. 3, 2, 1.
Oh no, I'm on Twitch. I'm definitely on Twitch. There should be a link, just so you know. If there's not, let me know and I'll make sure it's updated.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Oh, okay. You know, I headed out that way. I was out in the elephant trunk not long ago. I remember that. Like it said that up in the said something about the elephant trunk on the UI. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's a lot of money. 300 mil an hour? That's good.
Frameshift drive charging.
I don't make that much. My last time out, I think I made about 400 million.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But I didn't do a lot of exploration. I was really just trying to get distance. So I scanned a lot of new systems. You know, I just honked them.
Fuel scooping.
I'm not really familiar with the detailed scan. How to do that with the system.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping complete.
I've seen that in videos where some people do that, but it doesn't really explain how to do it.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I understand you could get a lot more money for mapping those systems. Oh, okay, okay.
Ready to engage. 3, 2, 1.
So maybe this time when I go out, I'll focus on trying to map some systems and see if I can get a bit more money for the time. I need a FSS. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, let's stay in touch for sure.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And so I understand that's something every ship can do, right? Like I don't need specialized equipment for it. Kind of just like a D. Well, I guess I do have a detailed surface scanner, but just like the D scanner, like every ship has it.
Complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
All right.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, right. Okay, cool. Then, yeah, then we're ready to go on that. That's good.
2, 1.
Still so much to learn about this game. I mean, there's a lot of depth to it. A lot more than is initially, apparent.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, okay, okay, hold on. How many bodies were in this one? I didn't even look. Okay, so like this system here. Do I need to be in Super Cruise still? So pull this up. All right. Should I orient myself? Oh, okay, okay. So how do I get the FSS? I've never really done it. Um, Let me get out of this. All right. So here, I tell you what. Let me go through this. Let me see. So internal panel, external. I don't think it's in any of these. All right. So let me go to the options real quick and just see what it's mapped to. All right, ship controls, flight. I guess I'll check ship controls first. Full spectrum system scanner. Okay. So let's see. What is it? It's what is regular? It's just an up-down joystick? What? Let's see. Oh, okay, I see. So, full spectrum scanner. So I just have to see first how to activate it. Okay, I can see that's how I get out, which is the same as the detailed surface scanner. But how do I pull it up? Discovery scan, B2, B2. Sensitivity. Is that what this is supposed to be? Trigger the discovery scan. Is that just this the same as the honk? All the way down, full spectrum. Okay. I mean, this is the section, so it should have how to activate it. Discovery scan is honk. Okay. So here's the leave FSS and return to cockpit view. But where's the activate FSS? Oh, see, that's pretty special. Let me check. I guess I'll check general controls. Interface. Mode switch. Is it in ship controls? Mode switches. Ah. Okay. Yeah, see this is the kind of thing that I mean they do a lot of this where it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Not to complain. I mean, I've already done enough complaining about some of the way that this is organized. So FSS, where is it? Absolutely. And which would benefit a lot from doing some sort of logical organizational things, that might make sense to people to sort of intuitively find some stuff. But it's not very intuitive. So the system, it's at the bottom. At the bottom, keep going. Enter FSS mode. So, it's on my keyboard. Which key is that? What is that? This? Huh. Let's see. Which key is that? There. Okay. So, pressing B2 will identify and analyze various signals from the system. All right. So, wait, what was that? B2? B2, which is this button here. All right. I'm glad it gives the shape of it. I'm in low light, so I can't actually read what's on it. Plus, even though I haven't had it very long, the numbers are wearing off already. Let's see here. So B2, at this point, presented with the system's orbital plane, astronomical bodies you're looking for to locate. All right. As you move around, you'll notice highlighted areas. These signal fields, you can investigate these fields. Okay, so I'll see a difference in it, and then I can investigate them. All right. I can use the tune in signal, filter signal analysis bar, use a bar at the bottom that shows signals. Use the main circle in the center to move around and to find glowing orbs. Then you tune the frequency slider at the bottom. All right. Are you suggesting that I don't go through all this? I mean, I know this is kind of boring, probably. Okay. Yeah, I imagine. Is it pretty intuitive once you start doing this? I don't know if this is going to come up again, so I want to read it. Okay. Tune slightly up or down until you can click on it. All right. Presented signal you can be found in a region. Yeah, I found that their instructions are not always that great. But at the same time, like I don't want to close it out and then have it never show up again for something that might have been helpful. Pattern on the FSS. If you're not correctly tuned in, waveforms will appear. Waveforms will not appear at all if it's not correctly tuned. Okay. When tuned correctly, the pattern will match those appearing above the filter signal. It'll be systematic. So it looks like kind of a cool little mini game. F1 and F2. Which one? F1 is, okay, so F1 is this one, F2 is this one. All right. And why would I be zooming in and out? Why? When you get close enough to a signal, a circular marker will appear. Okay, if the marker is a dotted circle, I'm not correctly tuned. Once tuned, the marker with F1, okay, so once tuned, pointing at this marker and pressing F1 will zoom in. I see. Zoom in secondary level, allowing you to continue to search for the signal. This process can occasionally require zooming in multiple times. Your current zoom level is shown on the left of the screen. You can zoom out by pressing OK. Okay. I think I see. I mean, it maybe some of this will become more clear as I do it, I think. If two signals are close together, you can separate them by using stepped zoom. Use hat direction to step in. So hat direction up, hat direction down to step out. Okay. Wait, what does that look like? Oh, I see. Okay, so the circle is indicating a signal. Okay. If they're overlapping. Once you find the origin of the signal and zoom into it, I'll be presented with additional information. I can target the signal by pressing A. By pressing A. I think that's okay. Which one is A? I guess I'll figure that out. And then zoom out by pressing F2. Okay. So let's do this. So we have... wait. So there's a circle right there. Yeah? So now I can step in. How do I select it? It was A. No? Oh, okay, there we go. So A. Huh. Maybe on the keyboard? No. So zoom F2, F1. It's definitely not doing it. Maybe I need to stepped zoom is the hat. That's not working either. I can click the ball, tune slightly up or down. So can I click it with a mouse? So yeah, I'm the tuner. That's, here we go. There we go. Okay, so the tuner is the side thrusters bar. Now that it's solid, I can zoom in or select it. Find the frequency. Left, right. Okay. So once it's solid though, that's the frequency, right? Now zoom in. And that is that's these buttons, F1, F2. That's not working. Stepped zoom isn't working either. Okay. Okay. I thought that was the other button. So, there we go. So it's fire and F2. So now, once I get here, is this mapped now? Do I have to do anything? Or zoom out and just, okay, so once I've seen it, it's in. I don't have to select anything to lock it in or anything like that. And is this the orbital plane? Oh, okay, okay. So then in order to map, I need to DSS it. I see. Okay, so this is how I can find planets that might have something valuable on it. Without actually going to it. Other than looking at like the system map where you look at the atmospheres and that's how I've been doing it. I heard you get a lot more money for doing this when you turn in your data. And so, oh wait, there's another one there. Is there another one there? So this is that light area it was talking about? Okay. Uh, all right. All right. I think I see. There is a little method to the madness here. Right? And then, so now I'm all the way out. That's interesting. So it will reveal to you that, oh, there's something there with the light spot. Then when the counter at the top says 1111, so I can sniff the whole system in the FSS mode and then find potential planets to DSS. Then when the counter at the top says 1111, then the system is fully scanned. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. So the number of bodies. I mean, do I need to scan the sun? No. Too close. All right. So I'm just following the orbital plane. I imagine that's a normal strategy to do. Hunting for a body behind the star. Okay. So get further away. Are there two bodies there? There are. I see.
System scan complete.
All right. Okay. Oh, and it tells you the resources. Oh. That's so cool. That's actually cool. I feel like I'm exploring a lot more than I was before. So this is a little more detailed. So it's complete. But now how do I... it doesn't want to leave. Is it... Oh, wait, it's this button. Okay, so it's different than the other scanner. Oh, so if I go to the system scan... Whoops, wrong button. I have a tendency to do that. All right. Oh, okay, so it gave me more details on these planets. All right. Before, I didn't see any of the atmospheres or anything like that. Oh, that's really good to know. Thank you. Thank you for walking me through that. Because as I understand it, when I find systems that I'm mapping for the first time, if I, that haven't been mapped, I get a lot more money for that. And as I get more proficient, that won't take very long to do. Okay. Got you.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, when I went out and I was several thousand out, about between 4 and 5, I started looking at stuff, and just in the normal route, there was all kinds of first discoveries.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Like it wasn't that hard at all. And I did go up and down a little bit for shits and giggles, so to speak. But even on the normal plane, I was finding first discoveries and first footfalls.
Fuel scooping complete.
And so primarily though, if it's already been mapped, is there much reason for me to do it? Like if I pull up the system and I see that, am I able to see if it's been mapped? I mean, I can see discovered, first mapped. Okay. Oh, okay, Meister. Sorry about that, man. You know what it is, and maybe I'll revisit that. When I first started doing this, which is just a few months ago, I started getting tons of bots coming in. Dudes trying to sell me stuff, you know, trying to sell me viewers and things like that, and some spam. And so I had set up some filters. Okay, yeah, first discoveries. I guess so. Sure, I guess so. I mean, that's technically, yeah, you're right. Bots equals traffic. There's something about it though that just seems kind of cheesy to me. You know what I mean?
Frameshift drive.
Maybe I'm too old school. Yeah, no, I understand that. I understand that, and maybe I'll revisit the settings. Maybe I'll revisit the settings and see, experiment with it. I mean, I'm pretty noobish to all of this. And you actually would be the first person that I know of that had an issue. But that's just that I know of. There's probably others that, just didn't come in because of that reason.
Complete.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I'm reading from both. And I apologize. I can see that I can see, Ninja, that you had been saying some things that I missed.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, my apologies, man.
Fuel
thank you for your patience. And just adjusting to the situation. I totally appreciate it.
fuel scooping complete.
Honk, FSS, check system map. Okay. And this works out for you for your increasing your money per hour. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like I just learned something important. Like it can make the depth of the game a little bit, it makes the game a little deeper. Yeah, that would actually be useful. Yeah, seeing everything into one. I've seen that is available. I haven't revisited it. It was early on. I saw that was available, but it was a little. Um, I think it was a little complicated at the time, just because everything was so new. And then since I've had almost no traffic on YouTube, like it hasn't been a thing. I just have both panels up here on this other screen. But real estate is a premium, So screen real estate is at a premium. So if I could put them both together, that's probably not a bad idea. Oh, okay, okay. Calvinist, are you the one that friended me? Are you the Calvinist that friended me in game? There's a Calvinist that friended me in game. All right, let's see here. Discord. What was it? Search. Isn't there? But there's a button for just adding friends, right? Friends. Here we go. Add friend. There we go. Calvinists. 1337. Okay, okay, yeah, right, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess there's kind of a risk in that, isn't there? All right, sent you that though. Yeah, I imagine so, right? If somebody has a mind to do that, you have to be careful. Oh, did I turn off flight assist somehow? Or is it just going? Right, right. Yeah, I mean, that's a concern. That's certainly a concern. Okay. Yeah. I think I'll start doing that. I'll start making sure the Discord is like off screen for sure. All right. So let's see here. There it is. Uh-huh. So let me move this over here. I could put Discord on this. It's just I have to drop some stuff like OBS. There you are. All right, man. Ninto. Ninto. Or Nitro. Yeah, I had it set on game, like it wasn't working for game capture. I don't know why. That was originally what I tried to set it up as, but it wouldn't show. Just in my initial setup. I mean, maybe it's something that's been worked out. I don't know. I'll revisit that. Because I would definitely prefer that, you know? And then set it up as a different scene for something else. Like if I want to show the screen, I could set it up as a different scene. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a one of those what do they call them? You know, the desk pads. That might be helpful too. The decks, the streaming decks. Took me a second there to get it. So is it Ninto or Nitro? Was that a typo? Ninto. Okay. Ninto. All right, sent. Oh, hey, man, thanks for following.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay. So only find an ice. So I guess I'll just have to figure out like sort of like what's worth checking out and what's not. But FSS might sort of zero me in on things that are more profitable.
Fuel scooping. Frame shift.
All in all, though, I feel like I learned something pretty important. And when I get further out, I'll start doing it.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
Fuel scooping.
Probably especially when you get out towards Colonia too, huh?
Fuel scooping complete. Frame shift drive charging.
Well, I mean, I still want to make money, you know.
4, 3, 2.
I still want to make money, and if I can do it without cheese, right? If I can do it without cheese, then that's cool. I mean, I'm sort of conflicted, right? I'm sort of conflicted because the way that this game is made, it's sort of made to order for these third party sites and tools. You know, there's a lot of functionality that's not in game that probably should be. And so on one hand, I don't necessarily have much of an issue using the third party tools for figuring out things like trade routes and stuff like that, or figure out where a station is or where a commodity is that I need in the moment, or like finding out where I can mine a material or something like that. But in the realm of exploration, there's something about sort of using a third party tool to just cherry pick let's say just the stratum and the first footfalls in the stratum, that just seems a bit cheesy to me. And like it kind of defeats the purpose, you know? Like some of those other functions, especially in areas that are more high traffic, like in the bubble already, like I need to find selenium, so I could look in there and like, oh, I could find selenium on this planet. Like that makes a lot of sense because the stuff has sort of already been mapped and people use it and things like that. But to use like a third party tool to identify planets and systems and resources on those planets that haven't yet been discovered, you know, like to me that there's an imbalance there, right? And there's just something that just intrinsically seems a little, I don't know, hacky. So which EDSM? I think I have that. I have like the ED market connector, and let's see here. And I think EDSM is part of all that. Um, don't miss interesting stuff. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I think I have a bookmark for that. I might even have it already. I'm still I joined a squadron and they had some requirements for um third party stuff that I needed to have. I think that's part of it, but I haven't really used it. So maybe I'll revisit that. And maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. I just wanted the experience of actually sort of exploring, and finding stuff that's new. Without sort of knowing it's new ahead of time and where it is. That seemed to be the way it was being explained when people were talking about exobiology, let's say on YouTube videos and stuff. It seemed like they were already sort of knowing where the stratum was and where the first footfalls were to just go out and get them. All right. All right. I'll keep that in mind then. Yeah, I was just trying to keep it a bit of a purish experience. Right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, the reason I play games is to have like an experience, you know? Like that's the main reason why I play a new game is is to is to have some kind of new experience. And I mean in the simulation of and the role play, you know. I mean, obviously everything in and of itself is a new experience, but I think you get what I'm saying. And the things that detract from that, like I'm not concerned about being the person that made the most money or has the highest score or you know um, everything is to be meta. I mean, I don't mind that when um, you're building characters or crafting new builds and stuff like that, like parsing it in some way with different games, like that's fine and all, with trying to eke out the most power and whatnot. But to me, this kind of game isn't that. You know, I mean, in the engineering department, maybe when I start engaging in PvP, which is where I kind of want to end up, is doing PvP. I want to have that experience in this game. I'm just not ready for it yet. Like I'm way not ready. See, now that's different, right? Yeah, that would be a little different. Where you're using the probabilities that you've learned in game to minimize your false positives or this like that makes more sense. I'm flying a HOTUS. I have a T-Flight flight simulator HOTUS. Okay. Well, I'm glad you clarified that. That makes it a little, that makes it a little easier to stomach. You know what I mean? And won't necessarily, excuse me, won't necessarily ruin the experience. Because I'll tell you what, man, I really enjoyed like learning to explore and going out and having sort of like no idea what the hell I was going to find, you know?
Fuel scooping.
To me, that was just fun.
Fuel scooping complete.
I may be to the point where I'm going to start doing it in the... I'm not going to play in the solo. I'll play in the populated server.
Frameshift drive charging.
Just so that there's a little extra danger of unknown. Because right now I'm kind of like... I'm playing in the solo realm as I learn. Because I'm just an easy target.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause I do enjoy there being a bit of a higher pucker factor.
Fuel scooping.
But I also am not a fan of just being a sitting duck for griefers, you know? Which is kind of what I am right now. Oh, that's cool.
Frameshift drive.
Yeah, that's cool. Feel free to send me an invite.
Four, three, two,
My experience right now with the squadron is kind of mixed. I mean, these are really good guys, but I think that our time schedules are a little off. You know, like where they're at. And I to date haven't really spent much time with them.
scooping.
Part of that is because, they've been playing for a long time. And they have the squadron and the squadron goals. They do power play and stuff like that. And I'm just sort of getting into building my ships and learning the game. I imagine that as I learn more and get some things on an even keel, I'll spend more time with them. But so far, it's been very minimal. I'm a little disappointed in that because I feel like this game benefits from playing with other people, but they're sort of at a different level than I am, and I don't expect them to sort of just follow me around and handhold me,
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah. Yeah, and this game, the learning curve is so long that, technically, if I was sort of into that and trying to have that kind of experience, I mean, they would have someone attached to me for a very long time, which detracts from their gameplay, So you have to sort of just like let the fledglings fly and have them come back to the nest when they're sort of ready to participate. At least that's sort of the way I'm looking at it.
Fuel scooping complete.
That's what I've found. Yeah, that's what I've found. The community is awesome.
Frameshift drive charging.
I mean, the guys that come in here, like yourselves, and watch, have been so forthcoming with information. You know, I mean, it could have been a whole with different games. It could be a whole different kind of experience, and the general sort of disposition of the players in this game is, you know, very good. They're maybe a little older, you know, 30 and above, a little more patient.
Fuel scooping.
And a definitely dedicated base of players that understand that the game is, you know, the game is
Scooping complete.
a lot more than what it appears on the surface.
Frameshift drive charging.
So I've been very appreciative of the community, and they've helped keep my learning curve more condensed, far more condensed than it otherwise would be, and less frustrating. Because it's definitely frustrating. Like when you're just spinning your wheels with no direction at all. There's things that make you pull your hair out. I mean, if I had hair.
Fuel scooping.
Exactly, yeah. I acknowledge that point.
Fuel scooping complete.
Some of these third-party sites are definitely needed, you know.
Frameshift drive charging.
And that's kind of a shame. Like it especially, this is a 10-year-old game, you know. 10, 11 years, right? I mean, some of these things should probably have been incorporated. Some features that are in these third-party tools.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I use the market connector. It's required. It's required for our squadron.
3, 2,
It also allows there's sure. There's also a plug-in. Let me see if I can see that.
fuel scooping.
Let me see. What is this plug-in? NFDN. Yeah, NFDN. No, oh, that's a. So there's a plug-in for the squadron to sort of be able to see your activity.
Fuel scooping.
They don't necessarily like police activity or anything like that, but without the plug-in, I'd have to like give reports of my activity. Yeah, it's stuff like that. They just want to make sure like you're not, they want to make sure what you're doing that's either beneficial or not detrimental to the squadron.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I think once I get over this sort of initial hump,
3,
where I'm a bit more on an even keel, then I'll start participating more regularly with the people in the squadron, doing the power play stuff.
fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
The elevator?
4, 3,
Yes. So, yeah, I have about 1.7 billion. And I gave $1 billion to the squadron for the carrier, for the squadron carrier when it came out.
system scan complete. Fuel scooping.
So overall, I've made almost 3 billion.
Fuel scooping complete.
But a big part of that though was that community event, the trading community goals event, like a few weeks ago.
Frameshift drive charging.
I made almost a couple billion on that. And then the rest has been primarily exploration. It looks interesting. Yeah, it looks interesting. And what was that? What's that other one where it's Yeah, uh-huh. Exactly. The Panther. I did use that as an opportunity to get the Panther.
Scooping.
I used it as justification to buy it. For sure.
Fuel scooping complete. System scan complete.
Is what's the one? There's one that just came out that is like has a crew of people that does sort of what they do in this game, but it's a crew co-op where they go out and do missions. Void Crew, yeah, that must. I think that's it. That looks kind of interesting.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, and Star Citizen. I mean,
3, 2,
Star Citizen looks interesting to me, but I'm kind of soured on it. It just seems like a big grift at this point. Oh, this is a long jump, or I disconnected.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Fuel scooping complete.
But I bought a ship when they first started selling ships for Star Citizen. Like the very first ship.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I remember like trying to play it. And I had the account on like a different email. Yeah, I forget what it was. It was like, you know, $45 or something like that, if I remember right. You know, about the cost of a game at that time. And because that was a while back. That was like, what was that? 2014? Something? I don't remember. But he had just started out the initial you know, greenlit.
Fuel scooping.
The initial greenlighting request appeal. And I was a huge fan of Freelancer.
Fuel scooping.
I played Freelancer for years and years and years with a couple different communities, and loved it. So I threw money at him, you know,
System scan complete.
and he raised that initial 200 million, and now it's, what is he, like 700 million he's raised, and they still haven't put out the game. Like, I just can't be bothered. But one of the things that has happened is that I tried to play a couple times over the last decade, and since I had the different email, which I still have access to, but I was having issues with the login, and so I reached out to customer service, and their customer service is just shit. And so they couldn't get it worked out, and I just decided like not to even try anymore, which is just as well because the game isn't even out, you know.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's too bad. I was really excited about it, but like I said, because I was, you know, a fan of his previous games.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But I don't understand. Like the justification for Star Citizen to be at the state it is right now and not released as a game, just is disappointing. It seems more like a scam
Fuel scooping.
than anything else.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, yeah. There's something wrong there. There's something that just stinks. You know? There's a lot of hype building,
Frameshift drive charging.
a lot of selling ships, you know? A lot of promises, like about the other game, the Squadron 42 or whatever.
4, 3, 2,
And nothing real. So I decided I can't really be bothered. I would rather put my time and money into developers that are that actually put out a game.
fuel scooping,
And it is nice to see so many indie developers getting into this genre. Like we're entering maybe another sort of golden age of space sims, which would be really cool.
frameshift drive charging,
I get that. I get that. And that seems like, it seems like the kind of game that they could just do an update,
2,
you know? Even if it's an engine, or it just seems to me like the way that the game is organized would lend itself to being just updated and re-released. But I don't know, like I'm not a developer.
fuel scooping, fuel scooping complete,
I mean, when you have so much that is basically, I think, just procedural, you know, it makes sense. But like I said, I don't know.
frameshift drive charging, four, three, two,
But I feel like I see a lot of activity in the space sim genre, and that's pretty cool.
fuel scooping,
What direction?
fuel scooping complete,
I'm headed kind of toward the center from the bubble. Here, I'll pull up the map. You can see.
complete,
So, I'm headed out this way. Like out in this area. Well, I mean, I'm headed out away from the bubble. But yeah, I still got a ways to go. I like the Cobra. The Cobra's a cool ship, man.
frameshift drive charging,
The Cobra 5, especially. I just got a Corsair a little while ago, too. I like the Corsair.
2,
I mean, different class of ship, obviously. but it's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I am still towards the bubble. I'm not that far out, you know.
Fuel scooping.
Of course, I'm spending a lot of more time just sort of jabber jawing.
Fuel scooping complete.
Sometimes I have a hard time
Drive charging.
walking and chewing bubblegum, you know. Yeah, I like it. The Corsair is really cool. And so with regard to engineering, I don't have a lot of it done. But I did get the FSD and the thrusters. And some energy, some shield, you know. Like I just got Professor Palin unlocked and had him do my thrusters.
Fuel scooping complete.
And it's fun. Like now that the thrusters are fully upgraded, and the FSD is you know decent, but especially with the thrusters, that ship is much more fun to fly. I think I like it better than my Python. My Python 2.
Frameshift drive charging.
But it's hard for me to judge them because they're not all fully engineered, like not even close. You know? So I don't necessarily have a frame of reference. And I know that, I mean, I'm discovering rather that the engineering has such a vast effect on the ship's abilities. Like it's not window dressing, it's integral to their performance and capabilities, you know.
Fuel scooping.
So you can change the way a ship is a lot with the engineering, and so I'm trying to not judge them too much
Complete.
until I get them engineered. But the Corsair is fun and pretty well designed. Like I like the visibility. Its maneuverability is pretty high, you know, for a big ship. Well, it's a medium ship, but you know what I mean.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two.
Oh, the asp is garbage, huh? I mean, I have one, but I don't think I've ever really used it. I wasn't into exploration before when I had it, and I had bought it but wasn't using it. And then the Mandalay, you know, the Mandalay was available, so I got that and started using that for exploration.
Fuel scooping complete.
So the progression of this, like my experience with this game, the short of a sort of a long story is that I bought this game like I don't know, very early on in it when it came out, and so I've had it for a long time, and I had an account, and I started playing it, and I had mouse and keyboard. I didn't have a joystick or anything, and I was like, "Oh, fuck this." And then, and in the early days of the game, it was really different and even less user friendly than it is now. And then a few years ago, I tried again, and I gave it a pretty good try for like a couple months. But again, it was mouse and keyboard, and some things happened. I didn't have a very good computer at the time, and I bounced from the game after a couple months. You know, I'd made like 100 million credits or something, and I had a few ships and like had a little bit better idea of the game. And so then I came back like maybe a couple, 2-3 months ago, and the Mandalay was available, you know, at that time, and my perspective, and I got the joystick, and so some perspectives have changed, and some things have changed with the game. So my experience with this game is totally different than my previous experience. But I didn't have enough experience with the game to like really know it, you know. I was only still at the beginning stages, probably where most people quit. And so here we are now. This is where I'm at. So this is the most time I've spent with the game here, being the last probably couple months.
Frameshift drive charging.
So full disclosure. Okay, here, just a sec. I'll do that. Beagle Point, you said? Beagle Point. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That is so crazy. That is awesome. That had to be an incredible trip, man. That had to be so much fun. I mean, maybe it was boring as hell. I don't know. But from some of the stuff I've seen in other people's videos, there's actually some pretty wild shit out there that you can find. It's not just, you know, dead procedural sort of cut and paste. There are some secrets and Easter eggs and mysteries, you know, to uncover. I've heard that there are some things that, you know, people are trying to find that may actually be out there, that aren't just part of the lore, but they might actually be out there, but nobody's found it yet. That's really cool, man. You've done one of the things I aspire to do.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
how much money did you make for a trip like that? Like, when you go out and you explore stuff, does it go up in value the further out it is? Like, period. And I wonder how much a trip like that is worth. Aside from the experience.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Oh, that's neat. So they do have black holes. Okay. That's cool, man.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I'm learning that my ship needs to be. I think I'm gonna get some more shield banks. You know, the generators. Less heat sinks, more shield. The Mandalay doesn't really need heat sinks. It runs pretty cold. Maybe one.
Fuel scooping complete.
Shields is better. I bounced a couple times in my last trip out and came back heavily damaged. I had no repair limpets. I have repair limpet now. So I'm going out this trip a little bit differently prepared.
Frameshift drive charging.
And someone was kind enough to tell me about how you can make your own limpets from materials, from raw materials. So you don't have to carry a bunch, you know, to keep your weight down. So that's what I'm doing now. I have one limpet just in case, and then I'll make the other ones I need if I need them.
Fuel scooping.
And that really helped my jump range. Aside from the engineering upgrades that I just got too. Yes, of course. Yeah. I think you can do that in the YouTube chat. Yeah. I know my Twitch. The Twitch has a filter for links. I might revisit that, like I was talking about earlier, because I was getting spammed with all those, dudes selling bots, selling viewers, or people coming in trying to sell me artwork, which I appreciate the hustle, honestly.
Frameshift drive charging.
I totally appreciate the hustle. I would, I would at least talk to them. I didn't shoo them away or anything like that, but I never was really in the market for it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Yeah, you might have difficulty posting it in the in the Twitch chat,
3, 2,
but there shouldn't be any problem posting it in the YouTube chat. I don't think. I thought I had it set up to where it would allow me to authorize links on the fly, but it's hit and miss. Sometimes a link will give me a pop-up that I can authorize it, and other times it won't, and I don't know why that is. Because that's how I had set it up.
3, 2,
But some people are reporting that when they try to post a link, it won't let them, and I don't see a authorization button come up. Yeah, I hear you. So that's another thing I'll have to look into.
system scan complete. Fuel scooping.
I mean, now that this stream has sort of been going for a while, I mean, not this particular stream, but the channel, and some things are not totally new like they were in the beginning. It might be time to revisit some of the
Fuel scooping complete.
things like the filters and the chat windows, like you were talking about earlier, to make it a little bit better experience for you guys. At least with like the interaction, you know.
3, 2,
And now that there's a little more activity, I can see that there's some things that have to be changed. Oh, but bear with me, because I tend to be kind of slow to do that kind of shit. Excuse my French. Part of it is that I'm not really familiar with it, you know. Thank you.
complete.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just not really familiar with it, and so I kind of have to ease into some of these functions. But that's something I'm going to look into and fix pretty soon. If I can fix it, I will. The chat windows, and then the links, the hyperlinks. Yeah, it's a learning curve for sure.
Frameshift drive charging.
You know, the funny thing is like I started doing this. I'd been playing Warhammer Darktide, so 40K Darktide. I've been playing that for the last couple years, and I mean, I love that game. So fun. And I'm a fan. I'm a 40K fan. You know, you might have seen my screensaver, or my, not screensaver, but you know, I guess it's a screensaver, but yeah, I hear you. I want the experience to at least be,
Fuel scooping complete.
there has to be a balance between sort of like safety and interaction, community interaction, you know? And so I'll try to find that balance.
Frameshift drive charging.
I mean, that's really the bottom line, right? I mean, you can have the safest space in the world, but your community interaction will be much more limited. you know? So I guess it would just depend on what we're going for. I started doing this because I was playing that and I was talking with my wife about 40K. And you know, she got that distant 1,000-yard stare. and you know, was like, honey, you really need to talk to other people about this. And so that's what I started doing. Was just engaging that way with that game. And that sort of started the ball on this. But she's funny because, you know, games are not her thing. She doesn't really get it. And 40K is just not something I can talk with her about, you know?
4, 3, 2, 1.
But I love Warhammer 40K. I never played the tabletop. Back when I was doing that kind of role play, it was D&D.
Fuel scooping.
I started playing D&D like back in the 70s with the box set, the little box set.
Fuel scooping complete.
And then advanced D&D for a long time after that. But it's probably been 30-ish years plus since I've played. But I've always been a sci-fi fantasy fan for as long as I can remember.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, and thanks for the follows. I see there's been a couple more follows. I really appreciate it. That's cool. That's a lot of growth today.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1.
3 people in one stream. That's really cool. Almost to 50.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
That'll be a milestone.
Frameshift drive charging.
The way I figure is if you can get one, you can get a million. Right? You know, theoretically.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I fully understand that, Ninja. I'm gonna have to get busy here pretty soon too. I have some welding I gotta go do. I'm making a crawl space vent for the house.
Fuel scooping.
I'm replacing the vents and stuccoing them in. And I have one more to do today. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I love welding. I learned how to weld like maybe a year and a half ago. And so now, like, whenever I get a chance to make stuff, I do. But it's fun. Like, I've made some furniture. modified a few things, done some stuff around the house. And then in this case, we have a crawl space that has these old vents that are rotted and falling apart and whatnot. So, and they're weird sizes. They're not like if I go to Home Depot, I can't buy the size I need, you know. So I've just been making them, and they're honestly better than anything I could buy anyway. You know, because they're good gauge steel. So they'll be with the house for a good long time.
Frameshift drive charging.
And all our vents will be uniform, so that'll be nice.
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I just went to this
Fuel scooping complete.
sort of local non-profit school that teaches a bunch of industrial arts skills, and learned how to weld and learned like basic blacksmithing. So fun. Like that is such a blast. Like one of these days I'll get a forge, you know? Or maybe build one.
Frameshift drive charging. Four,
Yeah, right?
three, two, one.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I definitely would need a forge, and maybe a crucible. You know, a good sized crucible, so I can cast some things.
Fuel scooping complete.
When we go out to our other place, I intend to have a forge out there, and just fart around and do welding and gardening and that kind of thing. That's sort of what we're into these days, gardening. Growing our own food in as much as we can. We like to have something we grew on our plate, you know?
Frameshift drive charging.
But changing our diet, becoming more conscientious of the stuff we buy, you know, making some serious changes with regard to
Ready to engage.
things like
3, 2,
eating organic, making our own bread. Like, we don't buy bread. Anything bread, we don't buy it. We just make it. Because there's so much crappy stuff in bread. The bread you buy, a lot of the food we buy. And
fuel scooping.
it's been really good health-wise, like just quality of life. It's hard to believe
Fuel
how much
complete.
crap is in our food. You know, I come from, I don't know how old you guys are. If you want to tell me, go ahead. That'll give me an idea of, like, how old are you guys? Like, I'm almost 60. Okay, that's cool. You can be vague like that. You don't have to be specific. It just gives me an idea, like, what era you guys are. I mean, most of the guys in this game that I've encountered are between 30 and 40, like you. Yeah. Okay. And some older, but mostly 30 to 40. And you know, my son's almost 30. So I'm almost 60, and I give you an idea. But you know, when I was younger, there weren't a lot of processed foods. There just weren't that much. Even fast food was like good food. It wasn't. If you went to McDonald's back then, you still were eating local beef. You know, they would source everything locally and then do it at the store. So things were just really different. And subsequently, we had a lot of trust. Yeah, it was totally different. We had a lot of trust in the system. And, you know, that trust was sort of used against us to make us think that, you know, the FDA and you know, there's people looking out for us, and so there's all this stuff kind of got inserted, and that with, you know, language change, we didn't pay much attention to it because we just trusted it. And then before you know it, it's, you know, 30 years later, and food isn't food. So the focus of the game changed from in what I've noticed almost across the board in different industries is there was, you know, while businesses are for profit, they had a focus of making quality products and understood that we're making food for people to eat. It wasn't just about the money. And so the focus is just totally different these days, where the bean counters are all about the money. How can I make more money? I can change this product to this and that, and we can pay a scientist to have a study that says this is good. You know, it's not harmful, right? Yeah, everything was different. I mean, it was like if you ate fast food, it was actually good food, you know, and somewhere along the line, it just became something totally different. But it's not just fast food anymore either. It's everything. And, you know, everything you used to get at the store was organic. It was, I remember when everything was kind of organic and seasonal. And then, you know, things changed where monoculture started coming in, lots of chemicals, fertilizers, things like that. And, you know, I'm not against that stuff per se, but, you know, people need to know what it is they're putting in their body. And of course, they told everybody, oh, this is perfectly fine, it's safe. And we just thought, oh yeah, there's scientists thinking, you know, looking out for us. We have these agencies looking out for us. Of course, it's safe. Why would they do something to harm us? And that was sort of the mentality. And I realized after, you know, my wife started talking to me differently about it and showing me some different things. And my military experience taught me to be a little more skeptical of, you know, people's self-interest, to be more interested in my own self, because, you know, they did stuff to us that was not kosher, and so, you know, changing the diet, changing what we do, our outlook. I stopped using like men's products, you know, because the heavy metals, the metals they put in them. And and I used to poo-poo that stuff, but I don't do that anymore. And it made a big difference in sort of like the way I feel, and my overall health, just to say. I mean, I know we went down this little rabbit hole, so my apologies. But truly, it's one of the best things you could do is really pay attention to the food you eat. And so hopefully one of these days we're going to be growing most of the produce that we eat.
Frameshift
That's the
drive
goal.
charging.
So we got a place. You know, it's not a big place. It's actually quite small, with about a half an acre. It's out of the way,
Engage.
and we'd like to turn it into sort of like a little bit of a mini farm, you know, where we can fart around in our older age, make things, craft stuff, and grow food.
Fuel scooping.
And that would be nice. I think that would be nice.
Fuel scooping complete.
And maybe out there I'll have Starlink. I'll have Starlink so I could continue to do stuff like this. Yeah, I think you're right, Cal. You know, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. You know, and I live in California, and they make everything harder.
Frameshift drive charging.
Everything's harder than it needs to be. And more expensive. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Chickens, if I can get away with doing bees, I'd like to do bees. I took a little class a while back. They have rules right now for bees, though, that might not be kosher for us out there. I'm surprised that they have rules like that there, but they do. Like, I live in a city, and if I wanted to have bees here, I could. But if I go out to the rural area,
Fuel scooping.
with the way they have it, I might not be able to have bees. Oh yeah, things are way different.
Complete.
The meat is different, the bones are different, the eggs are different.
Frameshift drive charging.
It definitely pays. It's definitely worth paying a little more for truly like free range. You have to be careful there. Those terms are not necessarily. I'll say those terms are kind of deceptive sometimes. Like grass-fed and free range. But
Fuel scooping.
if you look into it, you can find out how good it is. You know, if it's like truly free range, truly grass-fed.
Fuel scooping complete.
Or if they're just sort of like giving them grass at the end of their life to say they're grass-fed. Some of them will say free range when they're really like in these tents, still packed wall to wall with, 1,000 chickens in a coop. They're not in a single cage, but they're still like sardines. It's better than like Tyson, but not exactly what they're selling. The image of it. Yeah, but we'd love to have some of our own chickens and definitely do the eggs.
Frameshift drive charging.
But we'll have some fruit trees. We're going to have some olive trees. We'll do a fair amount of open bed gardening. and try to do different stuff through the different seasons. We do gardening here, and try to do it all year round. Like most of our backyard is beds and pots.
Fuel scooping.
And we've been doing that for a few years now and experimenting with different stuff. We've had some success, some not so much. But it's hit and miss, and you have to learn by doing it, you know. Learn what goes with what's complementary, growing the appropriate stuff within the right season. We're in a pretty forgiving zone for growing, which is nice. We still have definite seasons, but I mean, in California, some places in California, like where we're at, are super temperate.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift
Yeah, I agree.
charging.
It's you know, and you guys are still pretty young, so you know, it's like the sooner you start that kind of stuff, if you think it's for you, the better.
4, 3, 2, 1.
When you're younger, you can, you know, you get away with abuse or neglect of yourself, whether it's food, exercise, sleep, because you're young.
Fuel scooping.
But you do end up paying for it all eventually, one way or the other.
Fuel scooping complete.
The bill for the mileage comes due. If you get my drift. There's always a butcher's bill, you know?
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, there's always a butcher's bill.
Four, three, two, fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Ooh, wow. Let's take a look at this system. 20 bodies. That's a lot. Let's see if it's been discovered. Inner Orion Spur. Metal rich. First discovered. So this hasn't been mapped yet. Oh, I could be the first to map this system. I might do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to I'm just going to kind of go a little bit off the beaten track a little bit. And stop. All right. And then it was apostrophe. There we go. Uh-huh. And so I have to, uh-huh. Maybe I should stay on the, right in the middle. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be off the plane like this. All right. That's actually what I'm going to, yeah. Let me fix that. We're going to be up. There we go. Let's do this again. Oh, that is just, that's so cool. All right, let's see here. And then there's more. So there's more. There's a lot. Let's just go, okay. Oh, oh. Hmm. So is there a faster method for being sort of systematic with the system? Or do you just kind of have to just follow the lines, follow the orbits? True. How long does it take you to go all the way around? Let's see here. I think I am. Ah, okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I actually been missing stuff. Yeah, because I can do this, and then. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to go back. Let me just go back to where I was. So I know that I can see there's a lot of stuff there, but I want to be systematic about the way I do it. So I think this was the first section. Yeah. This was the first section I did. And now, all right. Oh, that gives me, okay, when I find one belt cluster, it opens them all up. That's cool. This is honestly such a cool aspect of the game. I guess it's kind of like a clicker, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, but there's something there. Or is that an optical illusion? Let's continue on. All right. So then, okay, so I've gone all the way around. I've got 68%. So now I'm going to have to look for some other signals. All right. So maybe higher, lower. Maybe I should come out and go back in. Let's come out and go back in. Right? Let's see the sun. No, where is it? Let's try this. Oh, that was there, huh? All right. Oh, is there more that I haven't discovered there? Maybe? Yeah. All right. Okay, we're getting there. Hear the star. It's kind of glowing. Whoops. There we go. All right. So I just have to be more proficient at this, like all right. So does the noise is the noise an indicator of something? Like if I hear noise, I'm going the right direction? Or is that just I see. There's noise when I'm over a body of something. So I get a radio signal of some sort. So I am like SETI. Right? Okay. So now let's figure it out. Oh, there's more here. There's more here. There's more here.
System scan complete.
All right. Oh. Sweet. So, will it only count once I turn it in as being mapped by me? Whoop. Or will it say that now? I have to turn it in. Yeah. Okay, okay. I see. So I have to go map the planets. Let's see if there's any exobiology to be had here. Doesn't look like it. No planets with atmospheres. Isn't that what I'm looking for? Where they have, yeah, they have to have both, right? The crescent and an atmosphere. Isn't that the criteria? Or are you saying I can find exobiology on both kinds of planets? Right, like this. Whoop. Wrong one. Right, it has to have both the crescent and the atmosphere, which these don't have. Oh, you don't need both. Really? Okay. Okay. So then the plugin will help. All right. So can I now that I've scanned it though, is there a way for me to sort of look at it and understand that it might have a chance? Like without that add-on right now, would you just randomly start scanning deep surface scanning, or is there a way for you to sort of look at it and be like, oh, I think that one might have it? Hey, what's up, VR? Gizmo, how you doing? I can check without mapping. Yeah, I'm just sort of like trying to see if there's a method, like I could look at it and go, oh, this one might have it. Other than if you're telling me that planets will have planets that don't have both the atmosphere and the crescent, that don't have both might have life, then I would be curious to know how you might figure that out without deep surface scanning it specifically. Right. Because what I saw online was saying, and what other people have showed me, is that the planets that you're looking for exobiology have to have both. So this is new. This is new to me. Need both. If I want stratum, I need both. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. Are there are are there exobiology samples that you can find that are worth a lot other than stratum? Maybe not as much, but still like a lot. Whereas, stratum is like 20 times more or more. Yeah, right? Stratum is a lot compared to the others. Right. And I guess what I'm saying, because the stratum, and I'm, even though I've talked about um said no, I was just going to address that. Even though I've talked about not using a third party device to show me where the stratum is, right? Because I like the exploration. I still want to make some money. Like I want to have a chance to make some money, right? Like I don't want to necessarily do it totally for free. I would it would be it would not be a great experience to go out for, a long time and come back and get like 2 million for everything that you did. You know what I mean? You still want to have a little chance of finding some of the big value items. I'm into the experience, but I'm not necessarily a masochist. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the road to the rich. But if it's worth finding stuff on these other planets that don't have atmospheres or landable, like, then it might be worth doing. Otherwise, I'll just look for those, and I'll be satisfied with looking for those and finding randomly, stratum amongst those. Fair enough, Gizmo. Fair enough. But this is what I guess what I'm getting at, though, is that this information that I just learned is new, right? Because everybody's told me so far that the only planets I want to do for if I want exobiology are the ones with atmospheres and they have the crescent. And I thought that you would only find life on those planets. But I'm hearing now for the first time that I can find life on other planets too. Well, Ninja, the thing is like, I want to explore and whatnot, but I also want to get rich. But I don't want to cheat getting rich. You know what I mean? So there's a balance. There's a balance that has to be met. My motives are not altogether pure, but I don't want to hack or cheat, so to speak, to get it. I want to use like what's in the mechanics of the game. And to read it well, if there's a way to read it though, and to gauge the odds, like what I asked earlier is, are there other bioforms that get, a big bump in pay that aren't just stratum? Because what you told, or I forget who told me, but you're saying stratum exists in those conditions where it's the atmosphere and the crescent, and that might be why they told me that, right? Is because I have a chance to get stratum. But if there's other exobiology that's still worth a lot, then I might change my strategy as far as what planets I'm going to deep scan. Let me see what's going on in Discord. I hear Discord. I'm hearing a Discord notification here. Oh, okay, okay. Visit the genomics price list. So, and this price list then is for first footfalls. That's what it looks like. I mean, some of those are worth quite a bit. Oh, look at that. Those are worth more than stratum. Interesting. Okay. So with a first footfall, those two. Oh, okay. Thanks, Cal. Right. FFF, is that the funticulus stuff? Funticulus, what? Fluctus? Oh, first footfall. Okay, okay. Got you. Got you. Thank you. So I guess the question then is Stratum the only one that gives you the high amount for first footfall, or do these other ones that are in the same range as Stratum give you the inflated amount for first footfall as well, like near 100 million? Or is Stratum the only one that sort of grew with first footfall? The others, okay, so the others also give the first footfall bonus. All right. So all these ones that are in that, we'll say 15, 16 to 20 million per, like, would be worth finding with first footfalls. And I think I've found some of those before. I just didn't notice exactly how much they were worth. So I found some of that tussock. And I think the Fonticuli. I think I found the last time out I found more tussock than stratum. Okay. Right on. So are any of those high level ones then? Do you find them on planets like what you see here? Do you find them on planets without atmospheres? Yeah. Because if that's true, that will really expand the exploration aspect of this and the exobiology. Like that'll really expand the experience of doing this if it's not just those planets. I was under the impression that life only existed on planets with atmospheres and with the crescent. Okay, thank you. Okay. I'll have to do a little more research then because the videos are probably mostly geared towards just making money, right? And I don't necessarily want to be a pauper, land rich and money poor, so to speak. I just don't want to use a hack to find the most valuable stuff, you know? But I would like to use information like strategy to find the most valuable stuff by parsing the game mechanics and the odds on the fly to read it and just have the best chance when you look at a system to go, oh, I think there's something there. That's worth looking at. That's not worth looking at, etc. Just like you were talking about how different stars have different, so maybe you focus on a star and then you focus on a type of planet, etc., that kind of thing. And then search on your own within that sort of makeup. So Ninja, does that jive with the sensibilities the sensibilities I was talking about? I hope so. Yeah, Pete, I understand what you're saying, but I think, you know, you can have a little bit of both worlds in the sense of, I mean, I'm trying to see if you can have a little bit of both worlds. By having a strategy and understanding the information that's there that we can see in game. I mean, maybe I don't. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know, you don't know what you don't know, and so I'm trying to figure it out. You know. All right. That's fair enough. That's fair enough, Calvinius or Calvinus. Yeah. I don't mind that so much. If it's parsing the work that you've done, which is what you were explaining, so I'll look into that. Because honestly, that's the type of thing that should already exist in the game. Is sort of having spreadsheets of the data that you scan. That's realistic. Right? Right. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm going to get it. Yeah, I see that. It also links with EDMC. Okay. Okay. So I can add that as a plugin for EDMC or a mod or something. What I forget what they call it. I think it's a plugin. Cool. Yeah, that'll be a time saver for sure. Yeah, that'll be a time saver. Thank you. Download the app and run it independently. Okay. All right. It provides on-screen assistance when a player is near a planet in the SRV, on foot, or in ships. It has many functions. Organic scans, so track the location of organic scans and the distance required for the next scan. Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. That's kind of nice to know. So you know the distance between species that you need to go to get a good sample. And it helps you understand that. Tracks rewards, predicts species. So it's predicting based on the parsed data. Ground target tracking, aiming. That's interesting. Guardian sites, so track visited areas and the locations of items within Guardian ruins. Oh, that's cool. Credit rewards show summary of discoveries in a number of okay immersive overlays. Oh, all right. All right. I'll experiment with that. I'll definitely do it. That seems like a nice middle ground, you know? That's not beating yourself over your head with a, you know, a dead planet. But at least able to best use the information that you've discovered and scanned yourself. I like that. Because, yeah, it seemed to me that what I was seeing in the videos was that people were just running a program that was telling them which systems that they haven't visited and planets have the material that have what they're looking for as far as discovery of exobiology. So they could just pick, I want to find stratum, and then they just bounce from system to system and find all the nearest stratum, you know, which is just super, super cheesy. I mean, hey, you know, more power to you if that's your game, but, you know, everybody plays for different reasons. Sure, that makes sense. You know, and I'm perfectly comfortable saying, like, I don't know, right? I'm still learning this. And so that was just my perception. And I'm playing for a different kind of, you know, experience. So I was sort of shying away from that kind of thing. You know, and maybe after I've played for a couple of years, maybe I'll feel different. I don't know. You know, if I need to raise $100 billion to, whoops, for whatever it costs to, you know, get a bigger ship or establish a colony or, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'd be willing to do if I want to do something else, right? Yeah, I did see the Road to Riches rings a bell. Like that rings a bell. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. So, I mean, obviously I'm discovering right now that there's a lot more to it and that there's a different way, you know, that there's more of a middle ground. I just felt like that totally defeated the whole idea of exploration, like 100%. That was just a moneymaker. Still want to make money, to be clear, but I think you get my drift. Yeah, it sounds like it, Calvinist. It sounds like it. It sounds like that's a really nice middle way. You know. So I'll definitely give that a try. And I think that all things being equal, I'm probably going to have to end things here, at least within the few minutes, because I have some stuff I have to do today. I promised my wife I would get that vent made, so I need to get it made. Happy wife, happy life. And I think for next time too, I will I'll look into the filters I have for Twitch and see if I can adjust those a little bit. And maybe also figure out how to get the two chats into one window for OBS, and then I'll have more space for other important things here. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, sometimes it's amazing to me that like this is a thing that people, watch other people play and hang. But I really enjoy it. In fact, this sort of reminds me of some of the older days of the earlier days of gaming, and voice over IP when that was first coming out. It's definitely a nice vibe. I'm really enjoying meeting all the new people that come in. Aside from it being very beneficial for me in that you guys are so forthcoming with information that is reducing my learning curve by a lot, But it was I always missed the days of sort of the organic gaming where you end up with people from all over the world and you can just talk to them. I think it would be cool to have a bit of a voice over IP function, at least on a partial basis, so you could just toggle on and off for some people. That would be nice. I guess that's what Discord is for. Maybe I'll have to set up a Discord channel. That might be a thing. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much. And once again, thanks for the followers. I appreciate it. Thanks for the follows. Oh, that's cool. Let me know. Keep me posted. That'll be cool. All right. Anyways, guys, I got a jam. But you take care. And once again, thank you. Y'all have a good day.